Another village of peasants I have to be among in order that the world might hear my music, complained Oleg Borieski angrily. He crumpled the letter from Mayor Sven that said the village of Capaldi graciously accepts the maestro's terms and welcomes the Molshoi as their guests. Why must I do this? These people will grovel before me, humbling themselves for a simple acknowledgment from me. I will be presented with their meager offerings, gifts of which I will have no use for. Then, Oleg, his wife Zosha brashly interrupted. Honestly, you are becoming more and more bitter in your old age. Why do you prattle so? You are of the same stock as these people? Were you not raised in a small village near Warsaw yourself? This village will be honored by your presence. Is not your respect at least the courtesy they deserve? Respect? Bah! Oleg Boryaski resounded harshly. Zosha, when I was a young man, I found music to be the true voice of heaven, the calling of angels. I never thought of it as a sideshow or a parade or even an opportunity for fame. When I played for the love of music, with all my heart and soul. Now it is nothing more than a grandstand before kings and queens and dukes. Even the musicians in my orchestra, they can only read the notes on the page before them. They do not hear what the music is saying, cannot feel its pulse in their hearts, and my musicians are among the world's finest. Here he paused. His anxiety eased him into his favorite chair by the window. I grow weary, Zosha, he said softly. I miss the time when it all meant something. Zosha Borieski had seen her husband like this before, but these moments of despair and bitterness were more frequent now. Maybe it was time he thought of retiring. But what would he do? Performing was all Oleg had ever known. She remembers when he loved it so, when it was all he ever lived for. It was why she fell in love with him. Seeing him perform with the orchestra as a young man, the youngest violinist ever in Molshoi's history to be seated as first chair. The Molshoi had come to Zosha's little town, where she met Oleg at the Grand Hall, being introduced to him by a common friend. How handsome he was, and so full of passion for his music, so intent in his belief that music belongs to the people, and someday he would endure, all would have the opportunity to hear this great orchestra. But that was a long time ago. This anger, particularly when it is directed towards people that offer their hospitality at the village he chooses for the Molshoi rehearsals, is a sad thing. These people would otherwise never have heard Oleg perform. Has he forgotten how important that was to him once? Maybe now. Zosha thinks again it is time for Oleg to stay home. Oleg, she whispers softly. I know, my dearest, he replies to her as yet unasked question. It is time. I will announce to the world that this upcoming performance before the Duke will be Oleg Borieski's last. It has been a long time coming. I can no longer hold on to this dream that the magic and music, that beautiful aura I once basked in, will someday return. I prayed that if I traveled far and wide and played in the towns and villages outside the cities, I would rediscover the heart and soul, that which is lost in music. I hoped it dwelled among the people who lived the way I once did, back when the music was alive. Alas, it is gone, my love. Zosha wiped away the tears on her face, turning her back so her husband could not see. Oleg smiled at her, but it was a sad smile. After so many years of marriage, he still found it amazing he remained the object of this beautiful woman's love and devotion.